clicked on both the pills.
Well, okay, I started with red, of course. Of course.
Well, yes.
Of
I mean, it
course.
doesn't really matter which one you choose. You just get the different narration.
Yeah, you do. So, okay, I clicked on the red one 3 times, and then I was just like, wait, what does the blue one do? So I go over to the blue one, and it was a different narration. And then I was just like, oh, mind control. You know, they're trying to put these thoughts into your brain, you know, keep you asleep. You know, if you take the red pill, you're awake. But if you take the blue pill,
All right, Morpheus.
you're still a sheep.
Who is not going to be in the movie.
You're still a sheep if you take the blue pill. You're just like everyone else in society that conforms to the structure that has been set by other humans.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just built different, you know? Just red pill, you know? Just
Sure.
yes, sure.
I'll eat that hot tamale candy any day.
Dude. Yes. But also, no, I don't like hot tamales.
What do you mean? They're delicious.
I mean, I don't like that artificial cinnamon flavor, you know?
All candy's artificial flavor.
Okay, but I'm specifically talking about artificial cinnamon flavor.
Yeah.
It's the cinnamon, you know, like it's the spice of life, you know, so you just get out of spice. The spice of, you know?
Okay.
So,
Huh?
dude, when I saw that Mr. John Wick himself, Mr. Keanu Reeves, You're beautiful. No, you're beautiful.
No, it's you're breathtaking.
That's the one. I
No,
knew you would
you're
correct me. As soon as I said it,
breathtaking.
I knew you would correct me because I knew that was wrong when I said it. But when I saw him, I was like, yo, I need to watch this movie. I can't believe they put the guy from Fortnite in that movie.
I mean, you're not wrong that there will be some young kids thinking like, oh,
It's the guy from Fortnite.
It's the guy from Fortnite yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's funny how they made Fortnite into a real movie.
Well, he was John. I think it was John Wick that was in Fortnite. I don't know.
Yeah, of course. But like he still looks
Which is weird.
He looks exactly the same as he does in
weird.
John Wick.
They put John Wick, a murderous assassin who ruthlessly kills people in his movies, into a children's game.
Well, yeah, the whole game is about shooting people and killing them.
Yeah, but it's
like...
still like fun with like colors and it's cartoony and whatever. John Wick is not cartoony. And then they just put in Mike Lowry from Bad Boys.
No
which
way.
is Will Smith's character, yes.
That's funny.
Like, another movie that is not for children. I'm intrigued because he has long hair and a beard for once. Which
yes.
is weird to see Neo with long hair and a beard.
Dude, he's grown older. He's matured.
I don't know if that's it.
I mean...
I have a theory.
What's your theory?
There is a shot in one of those like multiple trailers of someone pouring out like blue pills onto a hand.
Yes, I saw that.
I don't know, but someone is probably just living like complacent within the Matrix, taking the blue pills every day, and it might be Neo.
Oh.
And he's all just he's longer hair, his beard's out. He's not like clean shaven with his glasses and his it's not a kimono. I don't know what the heck it is. His big jacket.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I don't know. That could be a possibility. I mean,
maybe he's just
seen all the films.
Complacent. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But who knows?
I need to watch them. Dude, I remember I think it was the first one where they had him in the car and they like shoved that weird silverfish thing in his freaking belly button and then it like crawled up him.
That was in the interrogation room or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, it was not in the car. Oh, well, wherever it was, but that thing was creepy.
They were holding him down, and like his mouth disappears, and they put it in his, yeah.
Dude, that was gnarly. That scene, I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first one. Mr. Anderson.
I think that's the only one I've seen, to be honest.
Someone who also isn't coming back to play his character.
Dude, it's probably because they died in the Matrix, bro. They couldn't
No,
make
he
it
just
out.
did, he said why. I can't remember. I don't know if it was he just didn't have any interest or something.
They're just stuck in it.
Mr. Anderson. And
When is that coming out, though?
it's supposed to be, I think, like end of this next year. No, it's supposed to be this year, I think.
December, maybe? Because
Yeah.
all the movies
Release
are coming out in
date
December.
December 22nd.
Mm.
So it's competing.
So it's a Christmas movie.
It's
Just like Die
competing.
Hard.
It's competing with correct. It's competing with Spider-Man,
Ooh.
which comes out 4 days before that.
Dude, Spider-Man looks amazing.
So
Like,
let's look at the dates here.
that trailer for Spider-Man, No Way Home,
Okay.
where they just go into the multiverse and like everything space-time is just effed up.
Thanks, Peter. Nice job.
Yeah.
He tampered with the spell.
Stop tampering with the spell.
People don't think that's people don't think that that is strange. People don't think that's Doctor Strange. People think that's a fake.
Dude, I feel like he turns evil in this movie.
Why?
Why? I don't know.
Or he's just pissed off at Peter because he has to fix everything.
Maybe.
But people are like, he's not acting right. His hair looks wrong. It's like, guys, come on. It's a different, probably makeup artist than the other movies. But
Yeah.
everybody has their rumors. It's Mephisto.
Who's Mephisto?
He's pretty much like the devil.
Oh. Yeah, no. I mean, I think maybe just Strange is probably just going through some stuff, man.
Well, he's having to fix everything that Wanda screwed up in WandaVision and Loki screwed up in his show, and now Peter's screwing up more shit.
He's just
So
like,
he has to fix everything.
I mean, he's like the protector of time, right? Essentially.
Space and time. Yeah, like alternate reality, yeah.
Gosh.
They explain it in Doctor Strange. It's like the Avengers are the protectors of the physical realm. We
Yeah.
protect all the others.
My goodness.
Something like that.
It's like, gosh dang it, I told you guys to stay in one spot and not to touch anything, and then you go around touching everything in the museum, and everything's breaking, and it clearly has signs put out to not touch the art. It's like, gosh dang it, guys.
Yeah, but Spider-Man comes out on a Friday, and Matrix comes out on a Wednesday.
Ooh.
The following Wednesday. If they keep the date.
Why would they put it out on a Wednesday? That doesn't make any sense,
I
though.
don't know. If they keep the date.
Because a Friday would make more sense because people are off work.
Yeah, but they don't want to do the same day as Spider-Man.
True.
They're probably thinking that everybody's gonna go see Spider-Man that weekend, and then they'll get the next weekend.
Yeah, but next weekend is Christmas.
People still okay. Star Wars released whenever there was a new Star Wars, is always released on Christmas.
It was,
and people still go see
actually.
it. Hey,
True.
we saw when Star Wars came back, our whole family went to go see it. I'm pretty sure on like the day before Christmas when there was an early screening. So
That's actually crazy.
people
though.
will sacrifice Christmas to go see The Matrix, as will I.
I mean, if it
I
does
will go
fall,
to
like,
the early screening the night before, probably.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drag you to it.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
Go see The Matrix. It looks dope.
It comes out on the 22nd. Ooh. Comes out on the 22nd. We could see it on the 22nd and then have it up by that same week for a podcast episode.
Wow.
And then
Get the
Spider-Man, we could say...
Get the early reviews in.
and then we'll review Spider-Man later, because who cares?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know.
Maybe we should do something other than film reviews, because we're literally just turning into a
well,
film review
when that's
podcast.
all there is to talk about.
Hey,
that's
I mean,
life,
it's
man.
just... There's a lot of good movies.
It's because
to
everything
watch.
is coming out right now because it was all delayed.
Yeah, that's true.
It used to be
true.
spaced out nicely, but now everything's just kind of jam-packed.
True.
Plus, there's nothing else to really talk about, and I don't want to talk about Donda or CLB. So
Okay. Let's just like give it an honorable mention real quick.
Sure, yeah.
I did not listen to either. I listened to 3 songs off of Kanye's. I did not listen to Drake's at all. I hated both of their album arts. Absolutely trash.
Yeah, I don't
No
care
creativity
about
whatsoever.
I don't care about that.
It just did not hit. And that's really the whole segment on Donda and CLB. Thank you.
Yeah, I played Donda and I got the stupid chant and I'm like, nope. And then
Dude, I
I
listened to
went,
the whole thing too. I
oh, I
listened to
did
that whole
not.
song.
Oh, are you
The
kidding me?
reason why, because I thought it was gonna like there was gonna be a beat switch up or something and have like
No.
instruments in it,
No, no,
but
no,
it
no,
never
no.
came. It never came.
No, what I did was I played each song for about 10 seconds. If I was somewhat in, and then I would skip to the middle of the song and play for
Mm-hmm.
about another like 30 seconds. And if I was interested, I would start over and listen to the whole song. If I wasn't, I would skip it.
Yeah.
And there were probably only a handful that I was slightly interested in, and most and the ones that I was interested had Cuddy on them, which was the funny thing.
Ooh,
He was
yeah.
on two of
Cuddy's
the
good.
tracks, and
I might have
he's
to
also
listen
on
just for Cuddy.
CLB.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
heard.
I
Dude, okay,
listened to more
so
of CLB. I liked CLB.
so for me, Kanye and Drake, like I never really cared about them as artists, like, but they're just literally the biggest names in the industry right now,
Yeah,
like for hip hop. And I mean, I dabble in hip hop, I would say. So I kind of want to see like what they're doing. But also, my attention span, I didn't care. I just didn't care.
yeah, yeah. I didn't. I'll listen to CLB again. I have a few that I threw in a playlist, but it's like it's not like I don't rave
Yeah,
about Kanye or Drake.
yeah.
They
I'll
have
have to
some
take the
good they
time.
have some good songs and like good production on some things, but I'd rather go to
Yeah.
listen to like Cuddy or Mac Miller or Logic.
You know what? Okay, you know what EP that just came out? I think it might be an EP or an album. But there's this guy named Simba, and it's spelled S1MBA, and he's fantastic. He's like I think he's based out of UK, and yeah, his stuff is great. He's a black dude. He's worked with like I don't even know like KSI, Tion Wayne. I mean, you're probably not gonna know any of these names, but
Lamborghini.
oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's the last KSS song I listened to was Lamborghini.
Dude, I haven't listened to one in forever,
Long time.
but I watch him on YouTube sometimes. Um, him and his Sidemen stuff,
Yeah, I thought
and
that all
then
like ended. Oh no, they do like the stupid like dating things.
that's sometimes. That's
Those are
not
the things
always,
that I just always see.
because those are the ones that blow up.
Yeah,
Because those are funny. They're funny. Like honestly, it's a fun group of guys.
yeah.
They do like every Sunday they drop a video
Okay.
on that channel, and it's just a fun time. It's like bigger productions too.
Well, yeah, they're all
They have like
freaking
they have
rich
like
now.
game yeah, they have like game shows and stuff like sometimes. And it's dope.
Yeah.
Like I honestly enjoy it. Um but yeah, I've just been listening to just to other stuff, like not mainstream artists at all. I don't ever listen to mainstream stuff.
Yeah, every time I talk to you, I feel like you always have a new artist you're about to tell me about.
Yeah, cuz I'm always looking for some sort of
Yeah,
and the funny thing is I listen to like maybe a single of theirs.
yeah.
And then I'll like find another song cuz I'm looking through these, Afrobeat playlists or like whatever playlist I'm on, and it's just a bunch of different songs. There was this one artist called Little Sims, and I think she's also based out of UK, and she honestly the start of her album it's called like what it's like to be an introvert or introvert. I don't know what it's called, but it's something like that. And she starts it off with this war musical composition. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like really warlike. It's like dun 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 dun. I was like, yo, this reminds me of World of Warcraft, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen to because I've been playing a lot of that with my buddies recently. So I was like, okay, let me listen to the rest of this song. So it's super cool introduction to the EP that she has, and then she goes into like this more like old school hip hop kind of vibe into like in her next songs. I didn't listen to too much else. I maybe listened to like 4 songs off the record, but it was pretty cool. It was interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
So Little
I
Sims
found a
and
few.
Simba.
Oh yeah, I found a few gems the last couple days, and maybe I'll shoot your way. I don't know if it's your thing though. Some of it might be.
I know for a fact none of my music is your thing.
No, not at all. There's
But
a
just
few.
for the
There's a.
people
F-
at
I can.
home.
Yeah. There's a few I can appreciate, but it's like I'm not gonna throw it on a playlist probably.
Yeah. Like I can appreciate all the music that you show me too,
Yeah.
but it's just a world. It's a world apart, bro.
Well, yeah.
It's just funny. It's funny
Yeah.
how different our tastes are.
Well, that's just people.
Yeah. So what did you discover?
What's
Anybody I
their
might know? Is
name?
it like completely different?
I am not
Completely.
sure. Let me find. Where is it? It is right here. Have you ever heard of Missio? Missio.
No, but missio, that means mission in Hungarian.
Is that how it's spelled?
It has a Z after the second S,
No,
but basically yes.
It's these two dudes. They look. I don't know. That is not going to show up well.
No,
No,
it
it's
does not at all.
At all. What? Oh wait, do this. Turn the brightness down.
Ah, yes,
They
missio.
look like some cool dudes. They got some cool tracks.
They look like they are, coming out of the desert with just like long beard.
Yeah,
and
but
long
they're
hair,
wearing
like they're out of the Middle
they're
East or
wearing
something.
like bomber jackets and like fur coats.
Yeah, I mean that's not desert attire, but like
I get you.
I was talking about more of like their hair and
Yeah.
whatnot. They kind of look like they.
So the one that I
Like
found
Jesus.
was called Bottom of the Deep Blue Sea.
Ooh,
It's really good.
Subnautica.
And then there's another one I think you might be interested in. The other ones I wasn't sure. I don't know. Have you heard of Nothing But Thieves?
Nothing but thieves.
It's
No,
a
I have
band.
not. 39 thieves. Come and snatch you up
100
in the night.
Thieves.
100 thieves.
My buddy almost got a job from them.
Dude, that would have been sick though.
No, right, but now he's at Astro.
Okay.
Yeah. Shout out Vito. Hi Vito, if you're listening.
I don't know what Astro is. Is that like another
Astro
gaming?
Astro headsets, Astro gaming
Oh.
equipment, Astro.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually sick.
So he's doing a lot of stuff for them right now in productions. So
Ooh.
yeah.
So what exactly does he do?
I am not sure about that. I
Oh,
could probably look.
interesting.
He probably has it somewhere on his Insta. If I look, Vito Lyles. Vavito.
Vito. Living la vida loca.
Vito.
Velveeta cheese. That is not cheese.
No, that's plastic.
Mm-hmm.
Vito Franklin Lyles. All right, where is? Here we go. He's a content
Here we
producer.
go.
So
Content
he's a straight up
producer.
content producer.
That doesn't mean anything.
Partnered with Logitech and Astro. So that means he makes a lot of things.
That means he makes some money,
That means
bro.
he does a lot, probably.
Probably.
But yeah, that's cool.
Content producer, that's such a vague.
That's like every
Title?
YouTuber ever content producer.
Yeah, that's what
Or
they are.
content
Creator,
producers right now.
producer.
Work producing
Yeah.
content. Everybody's a producer.
Yes.
Everybody. If you make something, you're a producer.
True. So if I
so
if I go downstairs and make some pasta, I'm a pasta
You're
producer.
producing food.
Yes, I'm a food production company.
It's called a chef. A food producer is a chef. Everybody's a producer.
It really is. No, a farmer is a food producer.
No,
Think
they're a
about it.
food creator. Or grower.
Isn't that
Maybe they're grower, a food cultivator.
Isn't that
a
producing it?
cultivator.
yes, but isn't that producing it at the same time?
Sure, but also isn't making the food producing a different kind of food?
Yes.
There you go.
That is true.
There you go.
It's just different. Everything is production.
Everything is. Yeah.
Yep.
everything.
It's just speaking is production too. Word production.
Word production.
So dumb.
What are we talking about?
What were we
I
talking
don't know.
about?
What were we talking about? Hello!
Oh, dude, I have this new song to show you.
Oh, gosh.
After we intro.
You
I wrote
go
it.
grab your guitar, and I will say,
I wrote it.
hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 17.
17, baby. That's crazy.
17 of the What Were We Talking About podcast with me, Hunter, and Mark over there is about to apparently play us a song. Let's hope he doesn't butcher it.
Yeah, I want to play you a
Yeah.
new song I
And
wrote.
make sure that it is actually going to be picked up by your microphone. So maybe lower the
Yes.
mic down when you do it. If you can
Yes,
lower it
yes,
anymore.
yes. I can, I
Okay.
can.
Oh gosh.
I turned it up a little bit.
Oh
Turned my mic up a little
gosh.
bit. I call this one Mexican reggae. On a dark desert highway, cool wind in my hair, warm smell of colitas rising up through the air. I'm just kidding.
That's a
But
great song you butchered and
I
plagiarized.
I wrote it. I did not butcher it,
You
okay? I did it
plagiarized
justice,
it.
okay?
That's
I wrote that song. What do you mean? It's called Mexican
yeah.
reggae.
What's your band name?
The
The
Ravens.
Ravens. Nice job. Are you also the drummer?
I am
Because
also
the
the
drummer
drummer,
sings that
yes.
song.
Oh, no
Yep.
way. That's actually
Mhm.
amazing.
When you think about it, that beat's not really anything crazy.
It really
Yeah.
no,
So
it's
it's really
not.
easy to
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah.
keep his vocals going.
That's
Yeah.
amazing though. I did not
Mhm.
know that.
Yeah. So if you don't understand what Mark is trying to cheekily refer to is we saw Shang-Chi. Or sorry, we saw
We saw Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi yesterday.
Yeah,
We
we
saw it
saw it
yesterday.
yesterday.
And
Yes.
they frequently talk about Hotel California in the movie.
That's the only song that they used in the soundtrack for the movie.
Not
Facts.
true. Not true, because there were
I
plenty
know.
of songs from 88 Rising. They
No,
did
I
an
know. I
entire
saw the
album
88.
for the movie. It's
Dude, I saw 88's logo
yeah,
at the end. I
yeah.
was like,
They
"Oh,
did
88.
they did an entire soundtrack for the movie. It's on Spotify.
That's amazing. I got to go
Yeah,
listen
it's
to it."
good. Well, you heard a few of them
Well,
in the
yeah,
movie.
of course, but
The
like,
opening when he's doing his push-ups in his room. That was one of them.
heck yeah, dude.
And then when they went to the fight club, and then they were
Dude, that
sparks.
movie, okay. That movie, it
It was
slapped.
really good.
If you did not see Shang-Chi
Yeah.
and the Legend of the
In the
Ten
Legend of
Rings,
the
or what
Yes,
is
you
it?
got it right. In the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Legend of the
Yes.
Ten Rings, you need to go watch it. It's a Marvel movie, and I
Only in
know
theaters.
Hunter has some qualms
I have
with
qualms with
Marvel,
Marvel in general, but this movie, I haven't enjoyed a Marvel movie like this since Endgame. So
so
saying
if
something.
Hunter, our in-house critique of movies, if he says that this one hit, you got to know that it
It
hit.
hit.
So I advise you go check it out.
Mhm.
There are going to be some spoilers. We're going to release some information that is
Yes.
crucial to the film. So if you don't want to hear that before you go
Go
see
check
the
it
movie,
out. It's in
then-
theaters only this time.
yeah, which is a good thing because people get mad when they do the streaming thing.
Well, that was because there was breaches of contracts and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
That was what the whole business about that was for. The Disness.
Also, is COVID even a thing anymore?
In some places.
In some places,
yeah.
but like where we live, it's kind of doesn't look like it exists where we live. Maybe we're just privileged to not have spread.
Or we're
I
just
don't
not
know.
being stupid.
That's also a part of that as well. On that topic, actually, I was there was actually this Israeli study that natural immunity, as opposed to having 2 doses of the vaccine, this is not my stance on whether you should get vaccinated or not. Go do whatever your heart desires. But there was a study that's saying that natural immunity from COVID for people who have already had it versus people who just got the vaccine and have never had it before, it actually showed higher levels of like antibodies and just overall protection from COVID and symptoms as well as reinfection, yada yada
Isn't
yada.
that just how disease works in general?
Yes, and we've known this for years.
Like, no, but I
And the
mean,
thing
like,
is,
people always say, rub some dirt in it. Yeah, because it shit works.
yes,
It's
exactly.
just called,
And the
it's
thing is,
just like anything else. You tolerate it. It becomes a tolerance, so you don't feel affected as before or whatever, blah, 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 blah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And the thing is, people are like, so they just don't understand the science.
Nobody
Anyways,
understands
if you want,
science. Nobody understands politics, and people love to talk about everything.
that is
People don't
true.
understand
That is
most things they
true.
talk about. I'm not claiming to understand
That's
anything I
true.
talk about it unless it's something that I created myself or I've done immense research on.
Yes.
And that
So
research
I would,
usually is just movies.
yes, yes. So I would say go check it out. It's on science.org. There are references to the studies. Go look up like natural immunity Israeli study. Um, yeah, there's a whole bunch on it. If you're interested in that, go check it out.
It's like the most
But
professional and
now,
mature thing we've ever had for a topic.
I know,
I
right?
don't like
I
it.
just wanted to bring it up. I wanted to bring it up. The reason why is because somehow we brought
Yeah,
COVID into the
yeah.
conversation. Um, and I was actually having some. It wasn't really an argument, but it was like we were just talking. I was talking with my friend. I had my friend over like last week, and he was talking about the vaccine, and we were talking about yada yada yada, and I brought this up, and I didn't fully read the article. I just saw a video on this article being referenced, and I didn't really have like the words to tell him. I'm like, oh, well, the science behind it, yada yada yada. Anyways, I sent him the article, and then weirdly, he has not texted me back. I don't know if he has my number or if he just ignored me or if I don't have the right number for him. Anyways, um, yeah, I think it's cool that we're able to do these studies and have these results and research done, and maybe get this thing out of our world. I mean, not like fully, but not have it affect us so heavily. Get some more research done on it. Not have to wear masks and not
I
be
mean, you
worried
don't have
about
to
people
now.
freaking. I mean, honestly, that's what it looks like now. It seems like things are cooling down. But then it's just like, oh, variants here, variants there. You got the Delta and you got the Mu, you got the Scooby Doo Pop Boo, you know? Anyways, let's go away from this topic
Yes.
because
I'm
because
just
I don't
sitting
care
here
about it too much
silently
anymore.
waiting for you to finish.
I was trying to finish, but the thing is, I talk
Yeah,
too
you
much
do.
and I stumble
Yeah,
over
you do.
myself. So let's get back to Shang-Chi,
Shang-Chi.
okay?
Go.
So let me just say, this whole movie, it honestly, it brought tears to my eyes. Like, I don't know if you looked over at me
No, I
at all
didn't.
while we
You
were
kept
watching the film,
talking, so I was
but
getting
like,
annoyed.
I did not
You would
talk
make
that much. I talked a
comments,
few
and I'm like,
times.
just shut up.
I talked a
Yeah, and I'd
few
be like,
times.
just shut
It was a
up.
few times. It was literally it was no more than a
It still
handful.
bothers. I don't care how much people talk. It's just a pet peeve that bothers me.
Oh my gosh,
'Cause it
whatever,
takes me
dude.
out of it takes me out of the
Anyways,
scene.
takes me out of the scene. Mr. Film over here can't
No,
immerse
I
himself
can, but
mentally
when
in
I
the
just hear
scene.
Mark go, after a moment, I'm like, come
Bro, I'm
on,
just
bro.
laughing,
Yeah,
bro.
but you're laughing at
I'm
like
just
not a
laughing.
funny scene.
There's
You were
bro,
laughing
there was
at the
no,
fight at the end.
which fight at the end?
The f-
The like the
no, the
demon
one
fight?
before that. The rings fight
There must have been. Oh,
in
okay,
front of
no,
the
okay.
gate. You were
Those laughs,
laughing at them.
those laughs. Okay, those laughs weren't like. It wasn't anything funny, but it was just like I was just happy. I was just happy because the movie like filled me
Gotcha.
with such
Yeah.
joy. It was a good movie. It was like those kinds of laughs. It wasn't like anything funny happened, but I really liked it. There were moments that like brought me to tears. Like I had tears rolling down my face, and I was just like I was touched because it was a story about like not only was it a story about like family like reconnecting, but then also being super broken and just like messed up, and there was a lot of family issues going
That
on.
that
And
is a common thread in a lot of, from what I have seen and like played, is very common in Asian culture. It's all about family.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And for me, that was really touching because like it kind of hits home.
No, I don't.
So that's why a lot of the moments where it was just like, oh, you know, the kids didn't like their father, and then like yada yada yada, their mother died, and it's just like, oh shoot, like kind of reminded me of my life. Not that there's like exact parallels of that, but you know, there are some instances of like, I guess metaphorically, you know, that these things kind of happened in a way. I don't even know how to explain it, but it was just, I don't know, the tension between, obviously there's a lot of tension between fathers and sons and stuff like that. And like, I don't have my father in my life anymore. So it's like, you know, just seeing those moments between the father and son just kind of like, you know,
I think
hits home.
hits home for most people.
Yeah, probably.
It just affects some people more than others.
Yeah. And then just like the whole thing about family too is like, I don't know, I never felt like, I'm going to say this a little bit quiet because my family's like in the house. But basically, like, I've never felt really connected to my family at all, ever. I've always felt like an outsider, and I've always felt like their way of life and their way of thinking was just completely different than how I thought. Like, if we were talking red pill, blue pill, I'd be red pill, they'd be blue pill.
Growing up right now.
Yeah, probably.
It's the harshest opinion difference generation thing, like, right now.
What is my phone doing? Oh, my mom is calling me.
Speaking of family.
Oh, she hung up.
She's like, I heard you. She heard you.
No, I think she maybe wants me to help her with the groceries. Here, give me one sec. I'll just call her back.
Anya. It's the only word I know.
Ja, akkor mindegy. Na, hello.
Minden oké?
Aha, csak csináljuk a podcastet a Hunterrel.
Ja, jó. Szia.
Na, ciao. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, family is just like, I don't know, this weird thing for me, and this movie was about family and like reconnecting, and I don't know, just all the dysfunction in it. So it hit different. It's kind of a touchy subject.
What'd you say it was about?
Family? Oh my gosh.
I mean, Vin Diesel's got a point. People love stories about family, even if his aren't really good stories of family. They're stories of family, and they hit sometimes.
Yeah. And then just all the action was just phenomenal. I loved it. I loved the choreography. Yes, wasn't it so good? Like,
did you have a favorite fight?
The fight, I really enjoyed the fight. Okay, obviously the bus fight. The first scene of fighting was a good scene.
First scene of fighting.
What was the first scene of fighting?
When they meet in the forest.
Okay. I'm thinking. Okay. Oh,
that is my favorite.
I was thinking more of like Shang-Chi. I was thinking Shang-Chi. I was like thinking from his perspective of like his fights. Okay. Yeah, dude, that first forest fight with Mr. What were his names? Like,
well, he is
the most dangerous man in the world.
That's who he is.
Yeah.
He's the real Mandarin.
The most dangerous man in the world. Killa. That was not one of his names, but I'm adding that to the list.
Dad.
Yes.
When mom and dad meet.
When mom and dad meet. That was a cool fight. I loved like how like fluid she was.
This is very
that was a cool fight.
Tiger. All that floaty jumping and the wire work and.
Oh
really
yeah,
good.
So good.
Really
so
fun
good
to watch.
And then I really enjoyed the bus scene. And okay, the one that I was thinking of, the fight that I was thinking of that I really liked, was when they were at his sister's like combine
on the scaffolding.
Her
fight?
Business. The scaffolding was really cool, and I liked the part when he was fighting that masked, masked, but
no,
like the painted
it's a mask.
Samurai.
It's a mask over the top half, and the bottom half is just a cover from the hood.
Yeah. So that guy, when they were fighting, I thought that was really cool because you got to see like the whole shot of them like fighting each other, and honestly, I was thinking it kind of reminded me of. Do you remember that show Iron Fist?
Yeah, the really bad Netflix show.
Yeah, yeah. So I remember after that show had aired, I watched the first season and then I was just like, oh, I'm gonna go
Yeah,
learn some kung
and
fu.
you did exactly what
So
the main actor that played Danny Rand did, which was learn kung fu like a day before filming because it was horrible fighting. It's
yeah,
very
so
bad.
I
Oh
went I
gosh.
went I went to I went to like it wasn't a dojo, it was like a studio. That's what it's called. And I went there and we did just like some drills. We literally like did some running and like
Did
these
some
warm up
running.
exercises and stuff. And then we were like, "Tsuh, tsuh." Like I don't even know what
Yeah.
we were doing, but we were
Yeah.
doing some kung fu stuff, and that was honestly that's what it reminded me of too. Just remembering back to that. Um, yeah, the fight scenes I loved. You know what weapon I loved in the movie the most? The
The rope. The rope with
her the rope, whatever it's called. I don't even
is
know
it
what
a
it's called.
kunai? Oh, that's Japanese. No, but I never said the guy in the mask. His name is Death Dealer.
Mm-hmm.
Death Dealer.
Death dealer. Well, he didn't
No, he
deal
got
too
his
much
soul
death, bro.
sucked. Real like
He-
kind of boring. He just kind of
yeah, the souls. Like that's crazy that you can't do anything. Like that the only weapons that affected it were their specific
yes, because
dragon
that's
weapons.
like the scales of the dragon that was in the lake, I think, or something like that. It was
Something like
gifted
that,
to them
yeah.
by the dragon. Yeah, so it's dragon scales. Yeah, things that are
Yeah.
infused with that scale. Which I mean,
Infused with the power.
the
The
well, it's
heart
like
of the
what else
dragon.
is gonna hurt like demonic creatures? Your little iron sword? No, something else that's not of this
True.
realm needs to be able to fight something not of
That's
this realm.
true.
So
So this movie, honestly, it was beautiful. This is a
it was,
beautiful movie.
yeah.
Especially the scenes in the
Mhm.
forest and just anything around that. Just in the village, that
They
too.
yeah. They
I
found a
absolutely
really
loved it.
good way to get out of the plain color palette that is Marvel. Because if you think about it,
Yeah,
every Marvel
yeah,
movie is pretty much the same color palette, but they do that because so when
yeah,
characters cross over into each other's movies, everything still looks the same and it looks correct.
yeah,
Like Guardians
yeah.
did like the first big change in color and aesthetic.
Dude,
But
Guardians is so
they
good.
did it in a way that can
Guardians is so
still they
good.
can hop between both like
Yeah,
characteristics of the movies like really well. And I think Shang-Chi can do that
yeah.
pretty well because like the setting of the forest was very vibrant green and like harsh
Mm-hmm.
yellow and very crisp. And I've been playing lots
Yes,
of Ghost of
crisp.
Tsushima, which is not Chinese, which is
Mm-hmm.
Japanese. But it just reminded me of like the really vibrant islands and flowers
Mm-hmm.
all over the place and these big trees and it's yeah.
Yeah, I just love. Honestly, I love
Yeah.
the architecture too, of like the compound that they had in the
Yeah.
mountain
Yeah.
for the father, and it honestly anything Asian
It's just dope.
it is super cool. It
Yeah.
just looks good
It's like
when it comes.
it's kind of like timeless. Like I could
It
see some
really
dude
is.
walking around in like a kimono or like whatever the hell Shang-Chi was wearing as like a shirt. I'm like, "Yo, that's sick. Where can I find one?"
It's just I don't
And
know.
their
They've basically
architecture's sick.
solidified. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
there's something different about it. There's something like regal.
Regal Cinemas
It's kind of special.
sponsor us. Edwards
Oh,
Regal Cinemas.
yeah, give us a free
I
unlimited.
got my Regal Crown Club card.
Dude, okay. Let me
Say something.
say something. If we're gonna be watching movies all the time,
To get the
wouldn't it make
stupid
sense?
monthly payment.
Like
Yeah.
unlimited? Yeah. Like if we're going to like more than two
Well,
movies a month,
how much is that
which
thing?
I mean,
Yeah, but that's only for Regal theaters. That's the thing. Yeah.
But okay, Regal
Yeah,
plays every
that's true.
movie though. Like there's a Regal
I
at the
don't know
Irvine
if it works
Spectrum.
for that.
There's a
Well, no. It might, because they're like
oh
the
yeah, because
special
it's not all
IMAX
locations.
ones in the 4D.
Yeah,
It's
because
only
it's not
probably the
all.
standard Regal
I think
ones.
it's just for the standard films. I think it's for the standard films. But Regals are everywhere, dude. And I like their rebranding. Like they rebranded. They're more clean now. You know,
Movie
it's crisp
subscription
and
pass. How much is it? Starting at $18 a month. So that's like 2 movies
yeah,
a month. Okay.
that's what I
Oh
was saying. It's
gosh.
like
Yeah, depending
what
on
is
how
it?
much you pay, you get more access to different theaters.
Yeah, just different tiers.
And there will be surcharges for like if you go to the IMAX or the 4D theaters. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
which
it
makes
can be
sense.
up to $25 a month for access to all over 500 Regal theaters in the US. Yeah.
Wow. If you're going to
Yeah.
see a movie like every
I mean, if
week,
I
it
if
totally
I
makes sense.
knew there was like a movie that was going to be out like every other week for the next couple months, I'd buy the pass. It's still cheaper to buy the pass for 3 months and then cancel it.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah. Of
things are
course.
like
If it was
sparsed
like
out.
yeah,
Like
of
there's
course.
nothing really to go see right now until Dune, which is in October, end of October. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Right.
And with class schedule, it's not like I can freaking go whenever I want either. So,
Yeah. True.
what was I gonna say? I don't know.
What were we talking about?
We
We're talking
glossed
about the
over the
architecture and all
fights,
that.
and we talked about how beautiful the movie was.
Yes. Okay. So the fights,
Yes,
like the
beautiful.
choreography, fantastic.
Next,
Loved it.
now, they did a really good job of not like quick cutting. They let the shots
Mm-hmm.
hold,
Yeah, I
and you could.
realized that.
It's like what they do with John Wick. Is they let the shots hold
Yeah.
because these people are actually trained. Simu Lee is trained. He did a very good job,
Yeah.
and they're able to hold. Yeah,
They really
they're able to
actually
hold
learned.
on the shots of all of this, of all of this choreography and this action of the actual actors doing it because they know what they're doing. So they can, when you do quick cutting, it's like a jargon mesh of. You kind of know what's
Yeah.
going on, but you
It's
also
like
just you can tell that it's like faked.
it's like putting duct tape on a jet engine,
It's not
saying like,
even
"Hey, this
that.
is fixed. Let's go."
Trying to take a like a biplane like straight up. It's not gonna. It might get there, but most of the time gonna see it like you're gonna see the cracks. Besides taking a jet
Yeah.
engine,
Yeah.
like just taking a straight like jet Air Force just goes straight up. Yeah, they can freaking do it because they know what they're doing and they're built for it.
Yeah. And the absolute
Hmm.
talent of everyone involved is crazy. Like how do you I don't even understand. And there's so many people involved that just know what they're doing. It's kind
Yeah.
of wild, the
The good
professionalism.
thing is it's not like an ensemble movie like where all of your characters are like well-known actors
Yeah.
that have to be able
It's
to be
really only
shown
a couple.
that they're fighting, but like it
Yeah.
was a big fight with a whole bunch of henchmen and the villagers. So like they're just
Mhm.
probably most likely a whole bunch of stunt men and women that know what they're doing. So it just even the background
Yeah.
looks better. And I think his name
Yeah.
is Tony. Is it Tony Lau that plays the father? Tony Lau? No. Oh no, that's someone else. That's another actor I'm thinking of.
You know what I didn't get is like how he found the rings. Like I know it mentioned it very briefly and vaguely in the beginning, but it didn't really give us anything
Well,
concrete to work off
he
of.
just like got them from like someone else, didn't he?
I don't know. It seemed like they kind of just brushed over the
I
fact
mean,
of
it
like where
doesn't
he
really
got it from.
matter.
I'm curious.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I'm sure it was explained at the beginning. I just don't remember it when they were saying the legend at the very beginning. I just don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I remember that they didn't explain it too well. Like they said, oh, he might have got it
yeah,
from some dude's
yeah.
grave or like
Well,
some
that's because it might be
something.
something they might explore
You know?
later on. Because
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
now
because they
now
showed
Shang-Chi
the
has
scene at the
them.
end.
and they kind of corrupted his father, but they were also a different color.
Yeah.
And when
Right.
the father wore them, when the father
Maybe
wore
he wasn't
them, he
worthy.
was immortal. So will Shang-Chi be
Mm-hmm.
immortal if he wears
I
them?
mean, why not? Why
That's if
wouldn't
he
he
wears
be?
them constantly,
Why
unless
wouldn't he
he
be?
only puts them on when he needs.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think you're
that's what
only
I'm saying.
immortal when
So
you're
like,
wearing them.
is he just gonna either find some way to not have them be immortal since he's with Wong and they're like trying to dissect them or whatever, or will he just
Mm-hmm.
put them on when he needs them? But that's kind of sucky because if
I
in
don't
the
know.
moment he's gonna trying to get them on.
No, I think the more that he's involved in, the actions of like maybe the Avengers or like yada yada yada, whoever, then he's gonna wear them constantly.
Well, they'll explain it.
I mean,
Well, even
I'm sure they will, but like,
yeah,
he's now in the universe. Like,
yeah,
they brought him into like Doctor Strange's universe,
yeah.
the
Well,
Hulk's
yes. I was gonna
universe.
say
You know,
speaking of the bigger Marvel universe, the at the end of the movie, spoilers, Wong shows up again, and he
Wong.
just says Shang-Chi, and he looks for him, and he just asks him, "Do you have the rings?"
Yeah.
And he says yes, but he's wearing long sleeves, so you can't tell if he's wearing them or if he just has them on him.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then the after credit scene was just them like trying to dissect
Yeah.
the rings because they were unknown in or origin and nature
Everybody.
by everybody at Comertage. So,
What?
which Comertage,
No.
which is the like home base sanctum
Oh, of
of
like
the sorcerers. Of the sorcerers, yes.
How do they do it?
Well,
With the
there's
ring?
the sling ring on their fingers to open this. Yeah.
Sling ring. Dude, that thing is sick.
And speaking of Wong, he fought Abomination in the fight ring.
Yeah, that was dope. I loved it when he freaking put the portal through.
Abomination from The Incredible Hulk.
He did look
Did you-
Hulk-esque.
Well, do you not remember The Incredible Hulk?
No,
The movie
actually.
that came out after the first Iron Man, the first Hulk solo movie.
Was it the one with a different actor?
Yes,
It was with, don't tell me,
it was
Ed
correct.
Norton.
Yes,
Got him.
Edward Norton. Yes, Fight Club's Edward Norton.
Yeah. I think I remember that one.
Yeah,
That's
but
when
it's
he's
still
like in the
technically
desert jumping
canon.
on tanks and stuff like that.
No, that's the old Hulk movie.
Oh, that's the old one?
That's the old one where he's like super green
Yeah.
and it just looks really bad. Yeah. No, this one is still technically canon in the Marvel universe, but they have just like shoehorned in that it was Mark Ruffalo,
Ah, I see.
which that is a very different Hulk and a very different character, and that Hulk is badass, and Mark Ruffalo's Hulk is a squishy teddy bear.
Oh, you think so?
Yes, I know so. He doesn't do anything.
Hunter's hot take on Hulk.
My hot take is I like the Incredible Hulk more than the Hulk we have now.
Yeah.
But I can see why they did what they did. Blah 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 blah. I just Hulk isn't scary. Hulk can't fight for his life. Can't do anything.
Seems kind of just like dumb.
He's the scientist now since Tony's gone. He's the smartest person in the room. So he's now going to be the scientist and not going to be the rage monster and like
Yeah.
he's not going to be a beast anymore unless they decide to change something. But
Interesting. Yeah. How are they gonna
Yeah.
go forward without Tony?
I don't know. Yeah.
What's gonna happen to him now? Is he like done with his?
No, there's a series coming out called She-Hulk.
Oh, interesting.
She-Hulk is the cousin of Bruce Banner,
Okay.
who is also Hulk, but she is always in her form. But she is completely conscious like a normal human. She is just Hulk-like in her features.
Right.
And she, from what I can remember, she's like Deadpool. She knows she's in a comic.
That's
I think. I
hilarious.
think that's She-Hulk.
If
But
it is,
she
that's
also
funny.
knows. But they're not probably going to do that.
Mm.
But that's the whole reason why Abomination was in this, because this movie is supposed to be taking place around the same time as She-Hulk is,
Mm,
and they're filming that right now, or they just finished filming that or something. And Abomination is going to be in that. Abomination is like the bad way that the Hulk went. In the
I see.
Incredible Hulk movie, they wanted Bruce's blood to recreate, because the Hulk. Do you know why the Hulk is what he is?
Honestly, I don't remember.
Captain America's super soldier serum
Yes.
was created, blah blah blah, for the war or whatever, and then was lost. The government tried to recreate it, and a part of that science team was Bruce Banner, and they were doing
Mm,
experiments, and they used gamma, and he was exposed to the gamma radiation trying to recreate the serum, and thus becomes the Hulk.
really? He just got radiated?
He got, well, in the Incredible Hulk, he uses himself as an experiment to test it to see if it works,
Mm.
and it turns him into the Hulk, and it goes obviously very wrong. So in the Incredible Hulk, they're trying to find him because they need his blood, because they think they can take it and make it into the better version or whatever. And then they get some of it and they put it into a real prick of a soldier. He's like an elite soldier or whatever. His name's Emil, I think. Emil something. Played by Tim Roth. And he gets the serum and he turns into this abomination. Pretty much like the brownish version of the Hulk. But he's more, like, he's always that, though. He can't change.
Right.
Yeah.
The one that we saw last night was kind of like fishy.
That's him, yeah. They made him look more like his comic counterpart, which is he has, like, the fins on the side of his face and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amphibian-esque.
Yeah. So he's supposed to be in She-Hulk. So they teased him in here, and he's fighting Wong in the cage. And then, like, they both go back through the portal like they're friends. But if you look through the portal, you can see that it looks like there's, like, a containment cage or, like, cell. So maybe he's being held as a prisoner. But they're trying to train him, I guess, to... or whatever.
Interesting.
I don't know. More answers will come when they talk about She-Hulk. Where that comes through, so... Speaking of giant monsters, the two gigantic creature Godzilla-like fight at the end of this movie of
Yes,
Shang-Chi,
Yes.
which
Dude.
was fantastic.
It was sick.
I wasn't expecting the dragon to actually fight, nor was I expecting the Soul Taker to break out of the gate.
Dude, I was expecting it. Of course I was.
I was expecting him to fall beneath the water, and then he sees the dragon, and then the dragon imbues him with the powers
That's
that
what
his
I was
mother
thinking.
had.
That's
and
what
then
I was
he
thinking.
rises out of the water, and then beats his dad because he can now do those other things.
That's what I was thinking for the dragon. But for the demon thing coming
Yeah.
out of the gate, I fully expected it to come out of the
Yeah.
gate. Like the
Well,
whole
I
time.
expected him to beat his dad before any, like, I knew beating the dad wasn't going to be the end. That gate was destroyed the moment he started punching it. So I expected him to beat his dad and then have to deal with the soul sucker somehow or whatever.
Yeah.
But I really like the moment, their ring fight.
Dude, that was
Even though
so
it is
cool.
it is a tick that I have with Marvel, it was really well done. The choreography was really well done.
Yes.
Because if you look at Marvel solo films, the first movie is usually them just fighting a different version of themselves with a different color on their armor. So like the first Iron Man, it's Iron Man fighting a bigger Iron Man.
True.
If you look at Ant-Man, he's fighting a yellow version of Ant-Man.
Yes.
If you look at, like, what else? Captain America is fighting Red Skull, who is another failed version of
Right.
the serum, but is now red.
Dude, that's actually a crazy observation.
Yeah,
I didn't
so it's
even
like
realize that.
when I saw the trailers, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna be fighting his dad. I mean, I let it pass because it's not just fighting some random carbon copy. He's fighting a family member, and he was trained by him. So them
Which is
being
even
similar,
crazier.
So them being similar makes sense.
Makes a ton of sense, of course.
but they still do the color swap thing, and it's like they have the same moves because the dad trained him, and they're wearing very similar clothes, and they both get the rings at one point, and the only difference is they're a different color. The father's has like a little bit more like crackle, like disruption to it, and
Hmm.
Shang-Chi's is like almost like they're held together with wind instead of like lightning or something.
Yeah, I think
They had a different look to them.
well, the reason that it was held together with the wind was
Yeah, because
because
he
it
had
really
more of like
was.
Yeah, he had more of like the flow of like what his mother taught him and all that, and he was just full of the rage.
Yeah,
The father, yeah. Um,
it's interesting how like the rings, they weren't
they
partial to
weren't,
one person or the other.
and they also weren't rings.
I
They were
mean,
a different version of rings. They were
what do you mean?
bracelets.
Bracelets, okay, but they were
Because no,
still.
that's because in the comics they are actual rings that go on your fingers.
Oh, okay, so that makes a lot of sense then.
Yeah. That's yeah.
Just,
When I first saw the trailer,
just
I'm like, "Oh, no, they don't work. They don't work like they did in the movie."
yeah, okay, but
No,
I think they're cooler like that. Cause coming off your fingers, that would be
yeah, so
interesting.
I'll pull up a picture or I'll put it up. It's
Yeah,
the reason that they didn't do the rings on the fingers is because it was too close to the Infinity Stones.
true.
Because each ring has a different ability and is a different color, and that's kind of just
Oh,
the Infinity Stones is a different like power, but it's a
interesting.
different color, and it goes on a gauntlet on the hand. So it's like they didn't want it to be super similar, so they changed it.
I'm glad they changed
Yeah.
it,
So
cause
there's
that would have been
10
lame.
yeah, there's 10 rings and each one does a different thing. So there's the Remaker, which shatters and reimagines relationships on a subatomic level.
What?
There's the Influence, which creates various forces to cause the body to undergo change. There's Spin, which is like super speed and like they can mess with time. There's
Hmm.
Spectral, which winds up and wraps air, so like air bending,
Yeah.
and they can
The
appear and they can
Avatar.
like disappear. And then there's the Nightbringer, which creates darkness, like physical darkness. Then
Mm.
there's Zero, which is like a beam of nothing, but it's like ice kind of. It's like icy. Um, and it's like it creates like a vacuum. Then there's
Yeah.
the Liar, which creates a world upon world of illusion. So it's like
Hmm.
a reality stone. It can mess with your head and tangle up thoughts and dreams. Then there's
Wow.
Lightning, which is kind of straightforward, which is kind of what they had in the
Yeah.
movie. They had the visual of that. And then there's Incandescence, which contains the miniature heart of a star and and scorches air, so it's kind of like fire.
That's sick.
And then there's Diamonic, which is irresistible urge that propels into the unknown, the compulsive that creates loyalty and obsession. So basically,
That's
yeah. So each of those rings does something different. So you can imagine how powerful someone is with all 10 rings,
they're
and a
undefeatable.
lot more
Like,
powerful. But you can see how some of those like rings are very similar to the
yeah,
Infinity Stones, so which
of
is why
course.
they took it a step back and made it not as OP.
It would have been super OP.
Yeah,
Like you wouldn't have been able to defeat him at all.
yeah. But I like what they did with them because it's like
It's cool.
it's
It
cool
looks really
because
cool.
the difference between how Mandarin and Shang-Chi used them was very different. The
Mhm.
Mandarin was just he was full of fury and just like brute force.
Yeah.
And then once Shang-Chi got them and he was able to use he like relaxed and opened his hands and started using what his mother taught him. They weren't held together with like the crackle. They were held with like the wind, and he was using them to jump around and like step off of, and the
Yeah.
father was using them more like whips and like
Yeah.
weapons, but he was using them more for like tactical like advantages and stuff.
Of
Like
course.
with
Yeah.
like with defeating the Soul Sucker at the end, which was beautiful to watch.
Dude, I loved that
That was
scene.
great.
He's just like,
That's when I heard the theme at its best, and I'm like, I appreciate Marvel music once again.
yes,
Finally, because Marvel has
dude.
always been like hit or miss on music. This was a really good hit.
Mhm.
Um, Usually like the last couple movies have been okay. but did a really good job. And I think it was good because it was different.
Yeah.
It had that Asian American aesthetic
I love.
because
Yeah.
because of the combination of what the composer did and how 88 Rising kind of threw in
Yeah.
their
That
jabs here and
aesthetic.
here too. Yeah.
That aesthetic throughout the whole movie of just absolutely beautiful locations, beautiful scenery,
Yeah.
beautiful, just everything.
Yeah.
You know, there was never a moment in the movie where I was just like, oh, they could have skipped over this part, or they
Yeah.
could have like
Yeah.
left this scene out.
Yeah. There was nothing that I really thought of. Wait, why do we have this? There are
Yeah, everything
personal
seemed to fit.
opinions to where I'm like, okay, I don't need this.
Yeah. So okay, there are some things that like went okay at the very end
Are you talking?
when she, yeah,
When she,
that's
I
yeah,
have a thought of
that's
how I
one
think
thing.
it should have gone.
That's one thing. That's one thing where I'm like,
That's the one
okay,
thing where I go.
that's a bit far fetched
Yeah,
because she
it's
had no
very.
idea
She
how
had.
to.
What we're referring to is Katie, played by Aquafina, saves the day
Yes.
with an arrow shot that goes more than probably 1,000 yards and hits it dead on after
It
like
goes
half a day
really far.
and after like half a day of training with a bow and arrow for her first time.
Yeah,
What
there's
I
no way
was,
she could ever hit
yeah,
that shot.
I know. What I was expecting, what I would have wanted to happen was when they both, the bowman, the teacher, the trainer, the head guy went up, they walked together and like, we need to aim for its neck, and then he gets grabbed and like soul sucked.
Yeah, I thought she might
I
like
thought
shoot him.
she would save him, and then
Yeah,
he
and then
would
he
shoot the
would.
far shot, because that would
Hmm.
like that makes more sense.
That would make
And the dude
sense.
was
That
kind
makes
of
sense.
badass, so I was like expecting him to do something more cool.
Yeah.
Then again,
yeah.
I was
He just got.
expecting,
He just got sucked up.
and I was expecting freaking Death Dealer to do something at the end, but he just gets soul sucked for a joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Dude.
that's the Marvel template, which I can't argue with because that's just how they make their movies for that kind of audience, which isn't me 100%. So whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like the jokes.
Yeah. That was
here and
that
there.
was one thing. That was one
That's
thing
the
where I was
one
just
thing
like,
that I was not okay with. Everything else I was fine with if I had a
Yeah.
problem with it.
everything other than that, I was just like, okay, that can kind of make sense. Like,
Yeah.
you know, there were things in there that like one that shot, and then also, why in the world did they let her come along in the first place? Like, why was she allowed
Yeah,
anywhere?
exactly. I mean, that's my thing is like Aquafina does not need to be in this movie after he goes to find his sister. She does not
Yeah.
need to be there.
Like she technically didn't need to be there.
No.
I liked having her there.
Yeah,
I liked having
she
her there.
had good moments, like the more
She
somber.
had this charm.
She was mostly there to be a vehicle for jokes.
And then also she was kind of like a relief character for
Yes, for
Shang-Chi.
yeah,
like
for Sean, yeah.
some sort of, you know.
She was
for help.
yeah, she was like his. Well, they kind of had like a romantic They kind of do, and they like they
there was a
didn't.
tension.
There was a
It was a
They
tension.
didn't throw it in your face to make it like romantic, which I
Yeah.
enjoyed that. They weren't like
Yeah.
there was no kiss. It was a hug, which I
Yeah.
like that. They're not like
wasn't forced.
infatuated with each other. They're just really good friends who
Really good
might
friends.
down the line end up in
Yeah.
a really romantic relationship, which they kind of did at the end. They both held hands.
They
and
kinda-
then-
yeah,
Well,
it
no, they
kinda
didn't hold
looked like-
hands. He put his arm out for her.
Yeah,
that was it.
yeah.
So it's like
Which is more of a friendly gesture
yeah,
in
so
a
like
way almost.
I enjoyed that aspect that it wasn't like trying to force a love interest into his story.
Because it didn't need
No,
it. It
his-
didn't need
his-
it. And there was
his-
already so much going
There
on.
was so much going on with him internally about family, and
Yeah,
just
he had no
internal
time for that
struggle
anyways.
with like who he was himself that needed to be dealt with. So
True.
and then he's just flying down, waiting for the thing to like beam up, and then he yanks it out, and then he's doing like all these like twirls in the wind, and I'm like, that's
Dude,
the
that
bit
was-
that hit me because of the
so
culmination and
cool.
how the music hit and the way that it was edited was really well done, and then the bit when he was fighting Death Dealer in like the structure.
Mhm.
And they were trading blows, and then would flash back to his training and being like
Yes, that was
like
cool.
abused
I love
by
the
him.
flashbacks.
And then it got to
Mhm.
the point to where he was gonna kill him because everything that was built up, and then he didn't.
Right.
And then, but everybody saw that, and he recognized what he was doing, and
Yeah.
like that shook him until it shook him the other way, and he was gonna kill his father with that
Yeah.
conversation with Aquafina, which is very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He knew what he had to
Yeah.
do.
That dad is just a piece of shit. Like,
True.
Phase 4 Marvel villains have been great. We've had there's been Loki, which was you haven't seen, but Kang and partial Sylvie, and then there was WandaVision, which was Agatha, and then there was
I gotta watch all these then.
they're Disney Plus stuff, that's why. And then there's Mandarin with Shang-Chi, and then there's one more that I'm missing, and it's not Black Widow. Um, oh, it might. And then based off of what we've seen from No Way Home, that looks like it will do very well villain-wise.
Ooh, yes.
From what
Yes.
I'm expecting.
Dude, Doc Ock
Yes.
and the Green Goblin
Yes.
coming back?
But yes, and it's those we know. So we know those actors have the potential to do a really good job.
Oh,
again,
yeah.
again.
Are you
They did a
kidding
great
me?
job the
Are you
first time.
kidding me?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Let's freaking go,
I'm
dude.
just really interested in how Shang-Chi will fit into like the team. Like,
Dude,
what's his
honestly,
role
yeah.
gonna be?
I mean, he's a Californian too. Like, ugh.
Well, he's also not
I'm
he's not a
I'm kidding.
leader. But like, it's gonna be a while till there's a team.
He's gonna grow into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna
Yeah.
be a while till there's like a team up movie again. But I'm curious
Yeah.
to where else he'll fit in. Maybe he'll fit into Doctor Strange because he's very connected.
Yeah,
he's
'cause
very
he's connected to Wong.
Very connected to
Yeah.
Wong. So maybe he'll show up there in Doctor Strange,
Yeah.
which comes out next
That would make
year.
the most sense.
Yeah, that would
That would
be a
make the
good
most sense.
introduction for him to come in with Doctor Strange too. Move on
Give me
into
one
the
sec, bro.
ether for whatever is next. So do you have any final acknowledgments, accolades, comments, critiques on Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings?
Okay, so after the movie, I came.
Are you going to talk about yours?
Yes, after the movie, I was really happy with the film. So I was like, boom, 10 out of 10, easy. And then Hunter was just like, I don't know about that one. I'm like, all right, okay, 9.5. 9.5, okay?
Here's my reasoning. I would love to give some movies that I've seen a 10 out of 10. But no movie deserves a 10 out of 10 because there is always something that can be improved or didn't hit for somebody.
Yes,
Nothing is ever a 10 out of 10.
that is correct. Truly what
Mostly.
I wanted to say with that comment, though, is I really enjoyed the movie.
As did I.
And I would watch it again.
For someone who has multiple times talked about what Marvel doesn't do right, they did this very well.
They did. They really did.
And I am very excited to see what else Simu Lee can bring to the Marvel universe.
Also, Simu Lee,
Yes. Simu Lee?
he is in a show called Kim's Convenience, and Kim's Convenience is really funny and really enjoyable as well. And I actually know him from that before I know him
Yeah.
from this.
Mm-hmm.
So
He was in one other thing that I've seen. If I'm thinking of the same thing. Where is it?
if you haven't seen Kim's Convenience, you should go watch it. It's really funny. It's a story about like a Korean family who has like a corner store, and they just get into shenanigans, and it's just so fun.
Oh, that's right. He was in I don't know if you've seen the TV series The Expanse.
The Expanse, I have not.
The Expanse. He's in a few episodes of that. That's where I recognized him from.
Yeah. Dude, you also know what like looked really good? The trailers that we were watching? The Eternals. I want to watch that.
Eternals, yes, that's is that October?
I think it's November. Or
November?
October.
Oh yeah. It's November.
It's November, yeah.
That's what it is. I don't think they have anything next month. I think next month is just June is the big thing.
For sure. Can't
Which
believe
we'll
it's
have
already
to-
I can't believe it's
to look at.
September, bro. I can't believe it's September 2021.
Do you remember
Hey.
Bird of the Bird, Mr. Bird?
Actually,
What?
if we record 2 weeks from now, it'll be the 21st night of September.
Oh, very good. Very good. Maybe we will, depending on their schedules. But that doesn't matter because that's in a few weeks.
Yeah. But
So
for
today, I think that's gonna put a lovely bow on it.
put a lovely bow.
Put a lovely
it.
put a lovely sling ring on it.
Yes.
And we'll go through and we'll leave you there with the end of episode 17.
Yeah.
Of the What Were We Talking About podcast with myself, Hunter Lop, and the man across the screen from me,
Mark Rajan.
There he is.
Yes, sir.
And I don't know what we're gonna do next week. There's no movies coming out next week that I know of. So
maybe we'll
get
just
a bit
talk
of a
about
break
life.
We'll talk about anything, really.
We'll talk
Who
about
knows?
life. Maybe we'll talk about the
Yeah.
news. Maybe we'll talk about politics.
Nah,
Maybe we'll talk about.
I'll cut it out if he talks about it. I'm getting rid of it. But yeah,
we don't
that
talk
is
about
a
that
decision.
anyways.
That's a decision for sometime next week. And until then, as always.
As
goodbye.
always.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We will see you next week.
We love you. Goodbye.
Adios.